This is Ian Lamont. I'm an independent publisher and a professional seller on Amazon, and today I'm going to show you how to set up an ebook in Amazon KDP for pre-order on Amazon.com. If it helps, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. This is going to take maybe 10 to 15 minutes, so you're going to have to be patient because there's a lot of steps involved, and I want to explain a couple things as I'm going through it. But maybe the best place to start, actually, before we get into the KDP part of it, is to look on Amazon and see what a pre-order looks like. So this is Social Security in 30 Minutes, Volume 1. This is the second edition of a book that my company publishes. You can see it's available for pre-order with one click. So on Amazon, you can set up Kindle ebooks as a pre-order, like weeks or even months in advance. And that's what I did with this particular title. This is the Volume 1 of the title, and it's set to be released on, you can see it down here, on May the 1st, 2024. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to set up Volume 2 to be pre-ordered on the same day. That's the launch date for this book, is May 1st, 2024. Not only for Volume 1, which we can see right here, but Volume 2 of this little mini series that's going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Amazon KDP. This is my KDP bookshelf. You can see I have lots of books here. I've done this dozens of times before. And what I'm going to do, actually, I have an existing paperback version of Volume 2 of this book already set up. You can see release is scheduled. Release scheduled for paperback is not the same as pre-order, but basically it means on May the 1st there'll be a web page, an Amazon detail page, which will show this book available for sale. It's scheduled for May the 1st. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually leverage the Create Kindle ebook based on the existing paperback book. And the reason for doing this, even though I could just create, I could just go through the steps of creating a new ebook from scratch, it means I'd have to do a lot more copying and pasting. So this is a little bit of a shortcut. So if you have a paperback book of the ebook you're about to publish as a pre-order, I would use that. But if you don't have it, you would just create, and you'd go through the steps that I'm about to show you. So I'm going to create a Kindle ebook based on this one. So it's going to basically autofill a lot of the information for this particular book. Now, one thing I want to say before, actually, I'm just going to create it right now. And as we go through this, I'm going to explain a couple things. So first of all, you should have your EPUB. EPUB is the file format for uploading books to online ebook marketplaces. You should have your EPUB ready. I already have my EPUB ready. It's already been tested. I've actually tested it kind of extensively. This is the view in Apple Books, but I've also uploaded the EPUB to my Kindle using an Amazon feature called Send to Kindle. So I've been able to preview the book in the Kindle as well. You can see it looks pretty good. I mean, this is a professionally laid out ebook, EPUB, and this is basically ready to go up to Amazon right now. So my EPUB is ready. Another thing that I have ready is a list of metadata. When I say metadata, I mean this is the data that's associated with the book. So I have like the title here, the author's name is here. I have an ISBN that I'm going to be using for the ebook here. I've already prepared all that stuff. Some of it is already pre-filled into the KDP form because I'm basically creating it off of the same book but the paperback version. But other things I'm going to have to copy and paste it in. And by the way, I use a text file for this, but I know that other publishers, they'll use a spreadsheet or they'll use special software to manage all this data. This is just my preference. That's how I do it. But you can see I've already highlighted an ebook ISBN, and I'm going to be pasting that in later on. One other thing, if you're working with lots of different ebooks, like you have a company like me and you have different versions of the same book, make sure that you have the metadata for the right version, first of all, for the right book, and then for the right edition of the book. So at the very top, I don't know if you can see this, it says Volume 2 Second Edition. So this is the one that I want to do today. So let's get going. You can see it's already pre-filled the title and the subtitle for the book. It already says it's part of a series, so this is already filled in. I don't need to do anything else there. The edition number, second edition. That's correct. That's really important. The author's name is there, Emily Pogue. And then also, this is great, the description's already in there and it's formatted. So this is why I like to create an EPUB from an existing paperback book, as long as it's the same title. It just saves you a lot of information. If I didn't have that paperback book already in Amazon KDP, what I'd be doing is I'd be copying and pasting all this data in and then formatting it. So this is a real big time saver. I'm going to scroll down. A couple other things you have to check off. Publishing rights. Yes, I own the copyright. So for my publishing company, we have contracts with authors. Everything is legal, and and my company owns the copyright and all other publishing rights for this particular title. There's no problems here, as this question asks right here. And then for reading age, I don't need to do this for this particular book. I mean, basically, to be honest, this is going to be the type of book that people that are over the age of 35 or 40 will read. So it won't be kids' books or anything like that. Primary marketplace. So I'm selecting the location where the majority of the book sales will take place, and that is Amazon.com as opposed to like Amazon UK or one of the other international marketplaces. Okay, categories. This is interesting. Even though the paperback book has categories, they're asking me to do it again. So I'm going to choose categories, and you have to go through this exercise of kind of drilling down to the right place where this particular category, where this particular book should live. It's a little bit of a pain in the neck actually to deal with that. So sometimes you just have to kind of go through and find out the issue, the particular issue that you might need. So for this one, SSI and SSDI, Social Security. So this would be falling under disabilities in hyperactivity. And maybe what I can do is select 2 there. I can add another category. So another category for this one would be financial planning. So let's see here. Personal finance, and then financial planning. Okay, I have my 3 categories selected, save categories. And then they've also already basically reusing the same keywords that I had for the paperback edition. And if I wanted to, I could actually change these up a little bit. I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, here's the pre-order part. This is important. I am ready to release my book now. That is not true. That's not true. So I'm going to select make my Kindle ebook available for pre-order. And then I'm going to select the release date. And it's May the 1st. This is only a week in advance, by the way, because the graphic designer who's helping me with the EPUB preparation, it took a while to get that from them. So I'm all set for the release date. And then note that it says you must submit the final version of your pre-order title by April 27th. So I have just a few more days, basically about 6 days to make any changes, and that's fine. Save and continue. Okay, this is important. Manuscript. Upload your manuscript. So as I said, I already have the EPUB available for this, so I'm going to be doing that. There's also some questions about adding DRM. I never do that. DRM is basically a system that kind of locks down the ebook, and it can't be transferred or copied or pirated. I think it's practically not really useful for my business. It basically inhibits readers, actually, because sometimes it causes error messages on devices, so I never do that. And then, yes, I have a file I would like to upload at this time. Click the yellow button, Upload Manuscript. And here it is. You can see in the naming convention for it, I have today's date, information about the title, and then resized and validated. For people who are actually in EPUB production, I use a tool called Sigil to basically validate the EPUB, identify any errors in the EPUB before I upload it to different marketplaces. And then also the resized, that refers to the fact that in Amazon charges you, the publisher, money for every extra megabyte of file size. I think it's like 15 cents per megabyte. So that can really take out a chunk of your income from Amazon if you upload a giant EPUB. And I see a lot of new publishers and authors doing that. They don't realize that a big EPUB with lots of images or just lots of text, you're not going to get the straight ahead 30%, 70% royalty split, because basically Amazon will start taking out money for the extra megabyte for each one. So what I do is I resize a lot of the images. It doesn't make much of a quality difference, but it makes the file much smaller. So I'm going to open that up. So it's uploading it. This is an 8 megabyte file, which is actually kind of large, but keep in mind that the original file was 25 megabytes. So I really cut it down by 1/3. Okay. To complete uploading your file for pre-order, please click Save and Continue at the bottom of this page and submit for pre-order on the next page. Okay, if no files upload by the deadline, the pre-order will be canceled. Okay, I got it. All right, so I've uploaded it successfully. Now, this is where you have to upload the ebook cover. So I always upload a cover I've already prepared. So I'm going to find it on my drive here. And let's see where I put it. I think it's this one. Social Security V2E2, that's right. And I'm going to be doing the RGB 1800 by 2700 pixel version. So this is a professionally laid out cover and interior. My graphic designer provided me with these files, so that makes things go a lot more smoothly. Okay, the same message about going through the process of completing the pre-order, setting up the pre-order. It's processing it. Here's another question. This is relatively new. This started appearing maybe a year or two ago. Do you have any AI-generated content? I think this is a very ineffective way to screen for AI-generated content because the people who are really bent on using AI-generated content, they'll just lie. My books, I don't use AI to either come up with ideas or to write them. This is actually by real human being authors and real graphic designers, and we just don't do AI. So, did you use AI tools in creating text, images, or translations in your book? And the answer is no, I did not. All right, you can see the covers just appeared there. That's right. All right, now this is important. The preview and quality check. So right now it says running quality check. This could take up to a minute. You'll see a button here that says launch previewer. You have to launch the previewer and approve it before you can actually set up the pre-order. So I have to wait a little bit because it's processing the file. It's a somewhat large file, but there's a couple other really important things below the message. One thing you can do is download your converted book file as HTML, which is frankly useless. That won't help you at all. You can preview it on your computer using the Kindle Previewer and open your book in the tool. This is also pretty useless. Kindle Previewer, I've used earlier iterations of the software tool. It's just not that well made. It's buggy. There's lots of errors. It's gigantic. So Kindle Previewer is not the best option. Even the best option is actually the third option. Send your book file to your send to Kindle email address. I did another video about this and I'm not going to go over it here, but basically it lets you email a copy of the EPUB to your Kindle using a special unique email address that Amazon provides. So what you need to do, basically go to Amazon.com, your regular Amazon account, it can be a personal account, and then search for send to Kindle email address and then set that up for any Kindle device that you have. So then you can start to send EPUBs to those Kindle devices to preview them on a real device. This is one of the most important things that you can do is actually look at it on a Kindle. It takes a little extra time, but it's definitely worth it. Okay, we found 8 possible spelling errors. This is completely useless. These are almost always kind of errors relating to a proper name or something not being recognized, or and I suspect in this case it's a term like SSDI that Amazon's technology just can't recognize as a legitimate acronym. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to launch the previewer. It says saving, and it's going to take a minute or two. Oh, it's actually going pretty quickly. Oh, good. Yeah. This is interesting. So I'm going to check this out later on. But basically, the most important step that I can do right now is actually to preview it in this fake Kindle. You can see that they have the device a tablet. If you want to, you can just do Kindle e-reader. So it's kind of a black and white view. And actually, this is pretty close to what it looks like on a real Kindle because I've just tested it on a real Kindle. Okay, I can see there's a problem right here. So this URL is broken. So I'm gonna have to check that out. It's this one right here. So for some reason, it didn't recognize the contact email address in the front matter of the book. This is another URL it couldn't recognize. Same thing. So you can see that this spelling errors, these are just related to basically to broken URLs. One of the URLs does look kind of funky, so I'm going to check that out. But actually looking at the text and the layout and the charts and the images that I have, it looks pretty good. So I'm really happy about that. So other than that one URL, oh, this looks kind of funky here. So what I might do here is check out the actual the send to Kindle version, because this bullet here, this doesn't look right. So this is the reason why you need to preview, because you want to make sure that everything looks the way it should. And you can see that, for instance, there's also a text formatting thing here. So this is why these simulated Kindle devices, they're not ideal, whether it's the Kindle Previewer app or this version of Kindle Previewer that's built into Amazon KDP. But nevertheless, it's worth kind of taking note of these things and then looking at it on the real Kindle edition of the book to make sure it actually looks okay. Because sometimes the simulated version of the Kindle is just wrong. Okay, so let's say that I'm okay with this. Looks all right. So I'm going to go back. And maybe, for instance, if I do find an error in the URL that I mentioned in the front matter, I might just change the EPUB and upload it later on. But let's say that I'm okay with that. Before I can go to the next page where I set up the pricing, I have to put in the Kindle ebook ISBN. So, by the way, my company, I use ISBNs that I purchased from Bowker. That is the United States ISBN authority. I have big problems with Bowker. They overcharge. They rip off smaller publishers like me. I really don't like dealing with them, but it's kind of a necessary evil as far as I'm concerned, because I want to use my own ISBNs to really control my book in all ways that are possible. I've been doing this for more than 10 years, and this is the way that I roll. If you're just getting started with publishing, this is your first ebook, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Amazon basically doesn't require an ISBN for an ebook, so it's up to you if you want to use one or not. If you don't have one, that's no problem. Your Kindle ebook will still be published on Amazon. But I do have an ISBN. It's this one right here. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it in here, and then the publisher is the name of my company, i30 Media. Sometimes I use i30. Yeah. So the publisher for KDP, I always say i30 Media, and then save and continue. Okay. This is important. KDP Select enrollment. I strongly advise not enrolling in KDP Select. What this means is if you choose KDP Select, this means your book will be part of the subscription program that Amazon runs called Kindle Unlimited. The payouts to authors are terrible. You get, right now for this particular book, I'm charging $7.99. If I enrolled this in KDP Select, I wouldn't be able to set the digital price. It'd be thrown in with hundreds of thousands of other Kindle ebooks by different publishers, some small, some large, and I would just get a portion of a giant pot that Amazon sets up, divided amongst tens or hundreds of thousands of publishers, and based on the number of pages that people have read of my ebook. I think it's a terrible system for publishers. Amazon tries to kind of make it appealing by adding some marketing benefits if you enroll in KDP Select. I don't think it's worth it. I do not recommend other publishers using it. It devalues your books. I haven't done it for the 10 or 11 years that I've been in Amazon KDP, and I'm not going to start right now. Territories. So the default is all territories, but actually individual territories is more relevant to me. This is Social Security, so this is only available in the United States. Okay. Primary marketplace, that's all set. All right, now this is also a little tricky, so just explain how it works. I'm going to take the 70% royalty. If you do this, this means that the book has to be under $10 US. I think it's between $2 and $10 or $3 and $10. So my book is $7.99. That's fine. Yeah, here it is. It has to be between $2.99 and $9.99. So that's fine. $7.99. I guess you're just going to make sure that that's correct. Yep. $7.99 is the price that I'm setting for this. And then you can see it autofills these other ones. This doesn't really matter for my business because they're not going to be sold there. And then at this point, submit for pre-order. So I'm going to hit that button, and I'll get a confirmation message about this. It'll say it might take up to 72 hours. In my experience, usually it takes a couple hours for it to be ready for pre-order. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and look at the send to Kindle version of this EPUB because I saw something in the simulation that I just showed you that looks kind of funky. So I just want to check out those things. I might still need to update the EPUB in a couple ways, but I still have 6 days basically to upload a final version if I need to do that. So basically, that's how you set up an ebook in Amazon KDP for pre-order on Amazon.com. If this video helped, please take a moment to like it and subscribe to my channel. And then also, if you go to my official website, leanmedia.org, click on blog, search for KDP, you'll see lots and lots of posts about working with Amazon KDP, and publishing. Thank you so much for watching.